This is what I call the 3 C's that great form does not reveal. And all of us coaches, we try to emphasize the form, right? Having good follow through. And here's Djokovic here. Good follow through, good racket leg, everything about this form by Novak Djokovic is, picture perfect, right? And we're trying to get there. We're trying to get picture perfect form for our own strokes, but it doesn't reveal what we really want in being a good tennis player. And this is what I call the 3 C's. And the first C is that it does not reveal consistency, right? So obviously Novak Djokovic is a very consistent person, but just because he has this great form doesn't necessarily mean that, he'll be consistent in that particular point, particular match. Same thing with you, right? If you have great form, great forehand, great topspin, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you will be consistent in that particular match, right? Consistency involves a lot of timing, right? You have to see that ball. You have to, be into it, right? You have to have that mentality of trying to keep the ball going back and forth, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that you will be consistent. And the next C that great form doesn't reveal is your court coverage, right? So again, Novak Djokovic has incredible court coverage, maybe the best ever. But just because he has this awesome forehand here, awesome backhand, awesome strokes in general, it doesn't mean that he can cover this whole court there, right? And so, yeah, maybe you're working on all these strokes, right? Maybe you're working on the ball machine. You're doing all these drills, but can you cover the court? Can you go on the run? Can you make a running forehand? Can you make a running backhand? Can you retrieve balls that are up close to the net? Can you retrieve those drop shots, right? So, having great form doesn't reveal your actual court coverage. And the last C that great form does not reveal is your competitiveness, right? And so Novak Djokovic, probably the most competitive player of all time. He has 24 slams, right? His awesome forehands here, look at this great contact point. It does not reveal how he actually won all these slams, right? So, we could be working on our forehand, our backhand, just everything on our serve, right? But are you really competitive in nature, or are you just going to work on the prettiness of your forehand, the prettiness of your backhand, right? Are you just working on that? Well, that might not go far, right? Yes, maybe you have an awesome topspin backhand, but it's just not going to work for you. You're not going to win matches if you're not really competitive. So in order to be competitive, you have to really work hard, obviously. And, like I said, there's blood, sweat, and tears when it comes to being competitive. Are you willing to go through a lot of pain just to win a tennis match? Because there's, a lot of great players out there. So do you have that fire? Do you have that desire to win? And, Novak Djokovic obviously does. And I think part of his competitiveness was because he looked up to Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer, and he had these great rivals, right? And so he was able to elevate his competitiveness. So do you have rivals of your own? Do you have someone that you look up to and maybe want to emulate? I think that's the key. That's the key in regards to competitiveness. So these are my 3 C's: consistency, court coverage, and your competitiveness. Just because you have good technique, it doesn't mean you have those 3 C's. If you enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.